All right, are we ready to read some vowel team syllable words? The fun thing about it is we keep building on and adding more different syllable types. So some of these words may have closed syllables in it, one vowel plus one or more consonant. There may also be some syllables that are silent E syllables, one vowel plus one consonant plus silent E. Also, there may be some open syllables, one vowel sound spelled with one vowel letter plus no consonants after to make the long vowel sound. And also the newest one, we'll see some vowel teams, two vowels side by side. Okay, so as we look at these, first we'll look at some pseudo words, then we'll look at some real words. We're going to have to first figure out what type of syllables there are before we can figure out the vowel sounds they make and then put it all together. Okay, so like we've done in the past, if you want to get paper and pencil, it'll make it more fun for you to do it with me. If you have your own little whiteboard and marker, awesome. Or you can just follow along and watch and see the steps that we take. Now, these steps take a while at the beginning, but once you become more familiar, your brain will move much faster and you'll be able to just do this really quick to figure out big words. Okay, so this first pseudo word is really long and I love it. So if you want to write it down with me, do so. Super long. Okay, so the first thing we do is we're going to be looking for the vowels. So find the vowels and we underline them. Okay, I see two side by side. The way I like to mark that it's a vowel team is I actually underline the two vowels together twice because it reminds me of my two fingers side by side and it helps me to remember this is a vowel team. Okay, I look over here, I see another vowel team. So I'm just going to underline them like that to remind me they're vowel teams. I'm going to look between the vowel teams, the vowel sounds, and how many consonants are there. 1, 2, 3. We know that when there's two, we can split right between them, but when there's three, it's a little trickier. Do you see any that need to stay together? If you said GR, you are correct. That is a consonant blend that stays together. Gr, okay? So we will split between the M and the GR that needs to stay together, okay? So let's practice reading these together, okay? So first, we're going to look at the vowels. We already talked about how it's a vowel team, okay? So sound, O, syllable, bloom. Okay, we know OA is O from the boat card. Look over here, we already talked about how this is a vowel team, okay? Sound, E, syllable, greel. Put it together, it says bloom greel. What's the word? Bloom greel. Now remember, these are pseudo words, so they don't make any sense. Bloom greel. Good job. Let's try a couple more pseudo words, then we'll do some real words. Okay, how about, I'm gonna skip that one. This one's good. Okay, watch as I write this. Okay, so first thing we're doing is looking for any vowels. So find the vowels first. I see AI together, so I know that's a vowel team. I'm going to underline it twice. And then I come along here and I just see an I by itself, so I'll underline it. Okay? Looking between the vowel sounds, because remember, if there's two vowel sounds, that means there's going to be two word parts, two syllables. We need to figure out where to split it. There are 1, 2 consonants, and typically when there's two, we split between them. Especially if it's the same consonant twice, that helps us to know we need to split between them. Okay? So if we look at this side, we already know, we see the double lines, this is a vowel team. Sound, A, syllable, cabe. Okay, other side, find the vowel, swoop, followed by a consonant, closed syllable. When it's closed, remember the sound is its short sound. Sound, I, syllable, bish. Okay, put it together, cabe, bish. What's the word? Cabish, cabish. Don't know what that is because it's a pseudo word. Cabe, bish, cabish. Okay, let's try another pseudo word. Thanks to those that are writing them down with me. It's going to help your brain be smarter. Okay. A-I-N. Okay. So looking first for any vowels we see. I see these two side by side, vowel team. I see these two side by side, vowel team. Okay. Looking between the vowel teams, there are 1, 2, 3 consonants. Any that need to stay together? Some of you are so fast, you already knew. FL is a consonant blend that sticks together full. Okay, so we're going to split between the P and the FL. Okay, so this side we can tell by the double line. This is a vowel team. Sound ah, syllable op. Looking over here, we have another vowel team. Sound a, syllable flane. It says op flane. What's the word? Op flane. Okay, we can read some of these nonsense words, no problem. Okay, should we try some real words? Yeah, let's do. Actually, I want to try one more nonsense word right here just because we haven't practiced this syllable for a while. So write this one with me. Okay, looking closely, first we find the vowels. I see a vowel team. Over here I see a vowel and a vowel. Do you remember what we do when we see that? Yes, we connect them because it's a silent E syllable to remind us of that. Okay, looking between the vowel sounds, we see that there are 1, 2 consonants, which is easy because we know to just split between them. Okay, ooh, got it on my hand. Covering up, doing the first side, we know that's a vowel team. Sound E, syllable, teague. Over here, like I said, it's a silent E syllable, so the sound is A. Remember the E makes the A say its name. A, syllable, pate. So we'd read it, teague, pate. What's the word? Teague, pate. All right, let's do some real words, and we'll see if we can do a mix of all the different syllable types we've learned. All right. Go ahead and write this real word. If you already know it, that's all right. Just still do the steps with us to get practice. Okay, find the vowels. There's one there, and I see a team, vowel team right there. Looking between the vowel sounds, how many consonants? 1, 2. So typically we'd split between them, but what's kind of interesting about this? Did you notice the FR is actually a consonant blend that should stay together? It is. So I'll show you this way, and then I'll show you what would happen if we were to split it and we forgot that. So knowing this, that those need to stay together, then we know we need to just split after the first vowel sound. So we're going to split here. And this is going to help us to figure out what this says. Okay, so if we cover this up, find the vowel, swoop, no consonant after, so we know this one's open. Remember, when it's open, the vowel says its name. So the sound would be E. Good. Syllable, re. Okay, coming over here, we talked about it's a vowel team. Sound, A, like train. Syllable, frame. Frame. So put it together. Refrain. What's the word? Refrain. When we refrain from doing something, we stop ourselves from doing it. We refrain. Okay, if we were to forget that the FR was supposed to go together and we split it, let me show you what would happen. Some of you might already know, but if we were to do this, go through our steps, and we thought, oh, okay, we'll just go ahead and split right there because there's 2 consonants, and we tried to read this. Now this becomes what? Find the vowel, swoop, followed by a consonant. Now it's closed. When it's closed, it's going to change the vowel sound. That's now going to say eh. So this would say ref, and this would say a rain. So it would say ref rain. And you might think, oh, I've never heard of that word, refrain. It's not a real word. So then you might be like, oh, wait, I guess I better come back and split here to make it refrain. And that's a word that some of you maybe have heard before, some of you maybe not. But it helps if you've heard it before, because then it makes more sense. So refrain. Good job. Let's see. Let's try this one. Proclaim. Okay, write it. Underline the vowels. Find them very first, or point to them if you're not writing. There's one. And you probably see that team there. Okay. I'm already seeing the same issue as last time. If we look between the vowel sounds, because we know there's going to be 2 parts, because there's 2 vowel sounds, there's 2 consonants. 1, 2, typically we'd split between them. But yeah, CL is actually a consonant blend that's supposed to stick together again. So we're going to keep those together, which means we're going to split before it. Okay, and that's going to help us to read it the right way. Okay, so looking here, find the vowel, swoop, no consonant, open again. When it's open, it says its name. Sound, oh my gosh, sorry. Sound O, syllable, pro. coming over here, we see that it's a vowel team, right? Sound, a, syllable, claim. Put it together, proclaim. Have you heard that word? Proclaim. When you proclaim something, you're saying something out loud with passion. Proclaim. I proclaim this. And that's how that would work. Remember, if we would have split it the other way, if we would have put it after the C, I'm not going to rewrite the whole thing, just for a quick reminder. If we would have split it here, that would have made that become a closed syllable, proc. Then it would have said proclaim. Proclaim. And that's just not how we pronounce it. We pronounce it proclaim. So that's why we got to watch closely and keep those consonant blends together, and digraphs and things like that that need to be together. All right, let's try this one. Okay, go ahead and write that word. I see a vowel team here. I see a vowel there. Now looking between the vowel sounds, we know there's going to be 2 syllables. But how many consonants are there? 1, 2, 3. How are we going to split this? Anybody know of anything that needs to stay together? Yep, N and T is actually a consonant blend that stays together at the end of some words and syllables, okay? Which means then we'd split after that, before the L, okay? So if we look at this, we can see right away it's a vowel team, A-U. Sound, ah, like from the straw card. Syllable, gaunt, gaunt. Okay, coming over here, find the vowel, swoop, followed by a consonant, closed syllable, which means the sound would be e, syllable, let. Put it together, gauntlet, gauntlet. You may have heard that word before, maybe not, but that's how you'd split that one pretty easy. If you weren't sure and you split it, well, when there's 3, there means there has to be something together, so I don't know if you really would. But even if you did split it here, it would say gauntlet, gauntlet. It would sound the same, but we just don't really keep T and L together usually like that. Okay. All right, let's maybe do 2 more and then move on. Or be done with this one. Okay. I'm sure you guys have all seen this word before. Maybe not. Here's a vowel team. Here's one by itself. Good job. Here's the thing. We look between our 2 vowel sounds, and there is only 1 consonant. So where are we going to split? There's 2 ways we could split it, but if you remember, the most common is splitting after the first vowel sound, which would be right here. So let's try and see if that sounds right. Okay. Here is a vowel team that says A, syllable, ray. Okay. This is a closed syllable. You can see it's closed in, which means that I will say I, syllable, sin. Let's read it. Ray-sin. Raisin. Does that sound like a word you know? Oh, raisin. Sometimes words, the letters kind of make a different sound. That sounds more like a Z. Raisin is how we pronounce it. So is that a word you know? Raisin. Yep. If we were to try splitting it the other way, I wonder if it would change. I actually don't know if it would make that big of a difference. If we were to split it on the other side of the S instead, that would still be race in, raisin, raisin. So that way, either way would work. Pretty good to split that one, to make it say raisin. It's usually just those open syllables that get complicated. All right, let's do one more tricky one. I think maybe that. Okay, let's do this one, because this sometimes tricks kids. I'll show you why. Okay, find the vowels. There's an E, and I see a vowel team. Any others? Since there's 2 vowel sounds, that means there's 2 syllables. Let's split them between the vowel sounds. 1, 2 consonants. We don't keep X and H together, so I'm just going to go ahead and split them apart. Okay, first syllable. This is a closed syllable, so the E will say E, syllable X. This one, AU says ah, syllable host. Let's put it together. Ex host. Have you ever heard of a word ex host? Ex host. Does it sound like something you know? Ex host. Exhaust. Exhaust! This is one of those weird words that just doesn't really make sense. The H is silent, pretty much. Exhaust is what comes out of your car in the back. It comes out of the tailpipe there is the exhaust. So sometimes we just have to kind of listen and say, oh yeah, that kind of sounds like a word I know, exhaust. It also could mean exhausted. When you're really tired, you're exhausted. That's how you'd spell it, just with an ED on the end. Okay, see if you can read a few more of these, then we'll be done. Split this into D, K, DK. If you were to split it that way, it would be decay. That's not a word we know. Let's see. We won't do this whole stack, don't worry. Looking here, I see a vowel team and a vowel team. Okay, I'm going to split it after the first vowel sound. See, saw. What's the word? Seesaw. Okay, here's the vowel team. Split between the two consonants. Indeed. Indeed. There's a vowel team. Silent E syllable. Split after the first vowel sound. Beehive. Beehive. You getting how to do this? Pretty good? This is a tricky one because here's one vowel and then a vowel team. But we look and there's only one consonant, so we could either split here or here. So we have to kind of try both. This would be an open syllable, so it would be co, because OA says O, cocoa. You've heard that word, cocoa, otherwise you'd do. That would become a caco, so we know that one's cocoa. One more, for good measure. Ooh, this is a fun one. There's a vowel team. There's two consonants between, but guess what? They have to stay together. That's a consonant blend. So we're going to split after the E and keep that together. So open syllable, this is a vowel team, O, reproach. Big words you guys are learning today, okay? Just for fun, you can read them yourself. Oh, backwards. Obtain. Factoid. You might have heard that word in math. It's a type of dog. Canine. Good job. Rebate. Encroach. Kind of like the other one we did. Encroach. This is a type of material. Cashmere, but we actually pronounce it cashmere. Oh man, we'll be done. My cards are all mixed up. You guys did great. See you next time.